So hi, Will the Good Noise Podcast. I'm Shane,
I'm Glory.
and we're here with.
And I'm Elliott. Elliott from Highwind. I messed it up.
It's all
Oh,
good.
you're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine. You're fine.
And we're gonna ask them some questions today about their new EP, Windwvker. So congrats on that, by the way. How do you feel about the response to it so far?
Oh, it's been pretty cool. I haven't done heavy music in a couple years, so to like, it's just like a fun project, and to see people like stoked on it, it's kind of surreal. When you step away from it for a long time and come back, and people still enjoy it. You're like, I'm just very thankful that anyone cared.
Yeah, it was very good.
Yeah, it's very
Oh,
good EP.
thanks.
Yeah, it's very good.
It's quick.
It
Yeah,
is.
for real.
Yeah.
Yeah.
So, is there any meaning behind the EP name or cover art?
So it's kind of funny. So we really were struggling to find a name for the longest time. Quick answer, the cover art, I just had my buddy Mark do it. We kind of went back and forth with a couple different ideas. Originally, it was supposed to be like more darker, and then we ended up going for something lighter to catch the eye. And yeah, it's just, I think it's just a Greek statue. I had the name of it, and I was just like, this is cool. And I think he just originally did it without even like knowing what it was.
Hmm.
And then I'm just like kind of a history nerd, and I was like, oh, that's really cool. So
Fair enough.
Oh,
no underlying like correlation between that. And then what I was going to get at is, when we started the project, we were really struggling with the name, because it's like, what do we want to do? And for like the longest time, we were just going to call it Side Quests, because we were really just like, I don't know, like it's just so hard to name a band, right? It's always like Foo Fighters, and it's like, who actually thinks, oh yeah, Foo Fighters is a cool name. So it's kind of like the last thing. So yeah, originally we were really going to go towards a couple different names, but then like we just ended up doing Highwind. It's actually a Final Fantasy reference, because we're all super nerds, the same way like Windwvker's a Zelda reference. So they're kind of all like that throughout the.
So it's a very, very like gamer band then.
I guess I don't want to like make it into a novelty where it's like a gamer thing, but it's more just like, I think that in other projects you get really serious, and so it's just kind of like, by just kind of coming into it like that, it was more like a child's approach to it. It makes it fun, and just enjoy it as if it was new again. So
Okay.
just try to have that like mindfulness and that child's approach of being like, all right, let's pretend like we've never done this before, and like this sounds cool, and this just, sometimes like when I'm writing lyrics, it's like can be about something tough, and I'm like, yeah, it's like, put a Zelda name on it, no one's gonna overthink it.
Yeah.
Exactly.
Wait, so will you continue that with kind of just putting a little hint of a game or something with like your next EP, album, whatever you decide to put out next?
I'm not sure. It kind of like depends on what the guys want to do. That's kind of like been my whole goal of the whole project, is just like doing something with my friends, and then just including them in all aspects of it. It just came out that everyone's just super chill, and I was just like, well, I don't know, guys. So probably, I would assume everyone seems to be like into that. And like Ryan, our engineer, originally he was just recording, and then it was just like we like kind of bullied him into the band. We're like, Ryan, just be in the band, just
Yeah.
I love that.
And he was just like, yeah, okay.
All right.
So he has like all the Zelda figures and this big like Link photo in his studio. And
cool.
so him and I was doing my other side project, and I was always like, we should just start like a tough guy band, call it Hyrule, but we'll call it Hyrule, and like play off of it with like Zelda. And when Jared and I were like, no, we're actually going to do something heavy, he was like, all right, this is sick. So we ended up, that's like where Windwvker and all that came from. So
Okay. Very
Yeah.
cool.
Oh my God.
So
have you done Breath of the Wild yet? Have you played Breath of the Wild?
Unfortunately, I didn't grow up with like Zelda. I wish I
Yeah.
did though. It looks so neat.
No worries.
It's just like, it's a game I want to play, but like not play enough to like spend $60 on it. So it never
It's
goes on.
$60?
Yeah, it never goes on sale to like
sure.
hit that price point. I also don't have the time anymore, like game.
Yeah,
Unfortunately.
seems like yeah, for sure.
So can you tell us a little about your writing process for this EP?
Yeah, so we started off with the song, I believe it's called Ragnarok. And that literally was just me messaging Jared, and he was just like, hey, I really want to write music again, and I'm not sure like when we're going to get to do it. And, you know, it just kind of felt like it was kind of getting sad with everything with the pandemic. And I was just like, well, hey man, I can just like throw together a couple riffs and like see if it works. And yeah, it's really simple. I just like literally plugged in my guitar, just wrote a couple quick riffs and was like, yeah, this is enough. Like I know like how to like build the skeleton and just go. And we're really like self-aware that we're not doing anything that really like pushes the envelope. And I think that kind of goes back to what we were saying before we started, where it's like I don't really listen to a ton of heavy music anymore. So some things I might have overthought a couple years back, I'm just kind of like, nah, it's good, man. Let's just write that. So we just like it becomes fun again because you don't, you know, you're not really. It's not like your livelihood. It's just more of like you're doing this because you love music.
Yeah.
So the process is just I wrote a couple riffs, went into the studio with Ryan. Him and I just kind of demoed out some like rough ideas of that. I did some like rough like vocal ideas, sent it over to Jared to see what he thinks, because you know he's always got great insight, especially like when you're writing inside of a bubble for so long. It's great to bring someone in that's like kind of got like that new perspective on it. So yeah, Jared came in, had a bunch of cool ideas, totally like messed up some things for me. So it's like, all right, change this, cut this part in half. And and I think that's really cool is like we get to actually like write the instrumentals right on the spot and like work it with the vocals. Whereas with like other projects, you know, just doing guitar, I like don't have any say in a lot of that. So I'm just like, here's a skeleton, do what you do, and then just leave it out in the open.
Hell yeah.
Oh,
I like that.
perfect. So I want you to tell us your favorite lyric off this EP and the meaning behind it.
Oh God. I have to bring them up.
It's all good. No shame in that.
God. So yeah, luckily I wrote a bunch of them, so they're all here. I have to bring up like the notes on my phone to like look it up. Sorry guys.
It's all good.
You're all good.
Actually, I think it's in Windwvker. There's a part where it's just like gosh, I'm gonna butcher my own lyrics, but essentially there's a now lives in me is essentially the lyric, and that whole song's about my mom passing. And so like that was like a huge thing where it was just like kind of, you know, you have to carry the torch of someone's loved ones within yourself. And so there were some lines in there that kind of hit a little deep for me, as much as I like to just like not go super. The next song that we have coming out, which is a little different, but that's got some of like my favorite lyrics I've ever written in it. So that's the one that I'm like, oh, I like this lyric and I like this one.
New music already?
Yeah. So we've had more tracks ready to go. I'm kind of like splitting the writing between this project and obviously other projects that I'm involved with. So it's just kind of like, which songs this going to go to. But yeah, we've got one. Hopefully we'll finish up another one and maybe drop a couple more songs. So
okay, very exciting.
Wait, so if you already have some songs already done, why did you only drop 3 of them? Was it just timing?
Well, we have 2 songs. So I think the whole thing when we put out this, and especially as like a new artist, is I don't know about you guys, but like outside of Under Oath, it's pretty hard for me to like want to listen to an album anymore. Like to actually like, you know, it could be like a band I loved, and it's hard for me to like really sit down and give them the full time with an album. And the next song we're doing is just like so much different, and it just like I really was just like, because we originally had it as like the 4th song, and I was like, you know what, man, like this is such a cool song, and it's probably my favorite, which then historically means people won't like it, but it's
disrespect. God.
I know, but it's true. But I was like, this one's really cool, and I think it's good as a single, and I think it could carry its own as a single fall. So I was like, you know, we don't want to like just drop everything at once and then go off the radar forever. It's like, it's better to drop some content, create kind of like something for people to listen to, and then build.
Okay, makes sense.
Okay.
Yeah,
That makes sense, and I appreciate that as a listener.
Yes.
That's good.
Yeah.
So where was your headspace at while you guys were writing the CP?
I think we were just working a lot, and we all work full-time jobs, and Ryan's the one that engineers it. He's the only one that really deals with music all the time. And up until then, like, I'd only been doing like more like of my solo stuff, which is kind of more like poppy. And the headspace with this was just to have fun and to not overthink it, and to be like very self-aware of what we're doing, but then to also just like play off of our strengths. Like I was like, Jared, you're an incredible vocalist, like you should do this and you'll kill that, and let's not like try to overcomplicate it, let's just have fun again. So I hate to sound so like simplistic with it, but sometimes it's just, if you're not having fun, what's the point?
Exactly. Yeah. So how do you recommend your fans to listen to this EP for the first time? Should they play it in the car with friends, in the dark with headphones on? Should they blast at a party, work out to it? What do you personally recommend?
I don't know. I think that like whatever. So for me, I like listening to it when I was at the gym. I'd be like, working out or something, just having headphones in. But also it was like, for me, it was really fun to like get off of work or go to work and be like, oh, cool, I cannot wait to drop this. Like Jared was like texting me, he's like, dude, we need to drop this. This is like after we just finished like the third song. He's like, when are we doing this? And I was like, we gotta get it. Yeah, I mean, we could, but it's hard, to get it all together. So I guess just like whatever, I don't know, maybe just throw it on a playlist, and then if a song catches your eye, that's cool. That's my favorite thing, is when I see like people throw it in playlists, because Spotify for Artists will give you all those diagnostics where you can see everything. I'm sure you guys know that, but I'm always like stoked, because I'm like, yeah, that's cool.
Mm-hmm.
Or like when people tag us and they're like working out or something like that, I'm always like, fuck. I'm like, sorry, I don't mean to be vulgar, but I'm like, fuck, that's crazy. Like that's so cool that people actually listen to it and actually care, because at this point it's almost like a novelty. Like I've been working for so long with not doing music as like a full-time thing, that like people, they're like, oh yeah, he was in a band. I'm like, I mean, I got some riffs left in me.
Yeah. So I wanted to ask this to an artist for a while, but you mentioned the podcast thing. What is the weirdest not podcast, playlist thing? What is the weirdest playlist that you've been added to? If you can remember, like name wise.
For Windwvker,
Mm-hmm.
That's the one I always see that gets added. I couldn't name. There's like a lot of them that are just like fuck it, and like literally there was like one that was like blood drop, fuck it.
Okay,
that's cool.
And I was like, okay. Breakneck beatdowns was funny. That made me laugh.
That's good.
Now entering the pit made me laugh.
Mm-hmm.
That's
There's one that says like not pain, and it has BMO from Adventure Time on it, and that was funny.
Yeah, that's perfect.
Okay,
oh
all right.
I was like, all right. So that's always fun to see that, and just people are hilarious, man.
Yeah. So this question should be super, super quick. Off the top of your head, I want you to describe the CP for new listeners in 3 words, no more, no less.
Don't overthink it.
Yeah. Okay. There you go.
Perfect. So is there a certain feeling or emotion you want this EP to invoke in your listeners?
I don't really like to kind of like guide where people go when they interpret music. I feel like once your art's out there, it's for the listener to interpret. I've had songs where you write it about one thing and someone takes it the polar opposite away from it. They're like, and with this one, I just wanted to have fun, and I hope people enjoy it. And it's kind of funny, like we get like, I'll see like people like, oh well, this and this and this. I'm like, well guys, like just to give you the perspective, we're not like actively doing this as like a job. This is like just something to keep in the back pocket. Like we actually lost tons of money like to do this, but we did it because we love it.
Yeah.
And it's fun to create. It's like, so I think just like, I hope they enjoy it. That's kind of what I want them to do. I just want people to, if they listen to it, I'm super thankful. So I always kind of practice gratitude in that regard. I'm just happy that you gave us a chance. If you like it, awesome. If you don't, thank you for giving us, the whole 8 minutes or 9 minutes the EP takes in your life.
I love that attitude.
Very
I
wholesome.
love that.
Yeah.
So for just a quick second, we're going to shift away from Highwind. You happen to be in
Okay.
another band, Bless the Fall. You guys haven't done anything in a few years. Are you guys doing anything?
I'm not really supposed to say anything. To be honest with you guys, like we get, anything I say, typically, I just have to kind of stay off. I have to like.
We don't want to get you in trouble. We were here.
I will.
Had to ask.
Yeah.
Because I'll always repost stuff. People be like, "This is 5 years ago." And I'm like, "I know, it's crazy." And so I think there's other members of that band, and when they're all ready to talk about it, then we'll talk about it. But as myself, I can't say anything, unfortunately. Yeah, sorry, guys.
All right,
that's
all good.
fair. No biggie. No biggie.
Yeah.
So for this question, I want you to picture you're on tour. You're at a gas station for a rest stop. You're going in. What is your snack of choice?
I always get nowadays you have so many great options, but I'm vegan, so I always try to find like a good trail mix if there is something that's not like full of like processed sugar, and then maybe some just like fruit or the vegetable cups. I always try to be super healthy, which is like when I was younger, I would just go and get like the Flying J corn dogs, whatever was like totally nasty. Because I would get that, but for like the last probably like I would say the last like 6 years or so when we were doing it, it was always just like whatever's the healthiest thing I can eat,
That's
or
fair.
just not.
Okay.
Exactly.
Just skip over this one. So if the band was a dish, what dish would the band be and why?
Oh my gosh. Oh, that is a crazy question. I don't really know. Probably stew, because we're wholesome and we're all like really living everything in there.
All right.
Fill you up. Yeah.
There we go.
That's perfect. Yeah.
I tried to think of a funny video game thing, but I'm just not that clever, unfortunately.
It's all good.
It's okay. If you think of something, just email us. It's fine.
Guys, I figured it out.
Put a screenshot
finally
up.
got it.
It'll be great.
Exactly.
Yeah. Oh my God, I got it. Yeah.
So where do you see the band in the next 5 years?
Hopefully playing a show or two by that time. Just kidding. I think the joke with us the whole time was like we just loved playing shows and maybe not touring as much as we used to, but if there was ever an opportunity for us to go to like Germany and do like the metal festivals and just like anything like that, that's like always been the thing where we were like, yes, I want to do that again because it's so much fun.
Yeah. Okay.
Even if it's like a summer thing. Yeah. So in 5 years, if we are still playing music, I'll be thankful. If we get to play one festival like that, I'll be like cloud nine.
Very cool. All right. So for the last couple questions, if I can shift away from music and go straight to death row.
Boom.
So if you're on death row, what would your last meal be with a drink?
Oh my God. Shit. You guys ask everyone that? Jesus.
Mm-hmm.
I don't know. First, I would do pineapple on pizza just to kick up dust on my way out, just to go out fighting. And as for drink, I'd probably do LaCroix just to like piss some people off. Just, I might as well just go after and take as many people down with me as I can.
You're just going to piss everyone off. Okay.
Yeah.
Evil.
Yeah.
Oh, all right. Okay.
If I'm in death row and I'm at that place where it's just like, probably don't want to be there. Let's just kick up some dust and see what happens.
Fair enough.
Exactly. Go out swinging.
Yeah.
So if you could live in one fictional world for a week, where would you live?
Pokemon.
Pokemon.
Oh.
Yeah, I'd probably do that. I think like that'd be pretty awesome and wholesome. Less
For
chance
sure.
of like dying, being like. Yeah, I mean, I don't know. If you get to like nuzzle a Pokemon, it'd be pretty awesome for a week.
That'd be
Sure.
awesome.
Where would your place be?
Windwvker kid.
Peaky Blinders.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
How about you?
Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Oh, Diary of a Wimpy Kid.
Yes.
There will be good.
Oh yeah.
Yeah, I'd probably go with that. Yeah. I'm gonna stick with the Pikachu and Snorlax.
Okay.
Exactly. That'd be so nice. God.
So for the fuck. Okay. Now I got it. So I've gone of asking the last question, and every single person we've spoken to have said it is the most important question. What's your favorite color?
Probably green, based on all the plants.
Okay.
My little garden back here.
All right.
Yeah.
I respect
Perfect.
it. So as I said, that's all the questions we have today. Is there anything that you would like to plug?
Yeah, thanks for having me on here. I really appreciate that you guys wanted to do this, and hopefully when we release something else, we'll see you again soon.
Of course.
Oh, 100%.
Awesome.
All right.
In that 5-year window, we'll have done this again.
Oh,
Of
yes.
course, for sure.
Yes.
Awesome. Yeah.
Well, thank you for staying with us. This has been Elliott from Highwind, and we have been the Good Noise Podcast.